The Power of Never Give Up, a story of V, a Hmong girl who refused to quit. Chapter 1. Born a daughter, in a small Hmong village surrounded by bamboo forests and golden rice paddies, a baby girl was born. Her parents named her V, but instead of celebration, there was quiet disappointment. V was a daughter, and in the old Hmong tradition, daughters do not stay. They grow up, get married, and move into their husband's family home. There they cook for their husband's parents, care for their husband's siblings, and pour their love into a family not their own. The parents who raise them become like distant relatives. Because of this, many Hmong parents believe that investing in a daughter is like watering a plant in someone else's garden. Why spend money, time, or hope on a child who will eventually leave? V's parents held this belief tightly. Her father worked hard in the fields, but he only spoke of his son's futures. Her mother cooked, sewed, and cleaned, but her eyes always measured V's worth in chores, not dreams. From a very young age, V heard the same unspoken message: you are temporary. Chapter 2. The First. Know when V was 7 years old, she asked for a notebook for school. Her mother laughed softly. Why waste paper on you? You'll marry and leave. Your brothers need the money for their futures. That night, V cried into her pillow. But the next morning, something shifted inside her. She thought, if no one will help me, I will help myself. If no one believes in me, I will believe in myself. And so began her journey. Chapter 3. Small Hands. Big work at 7 years old. V started working. She learned to sew from watching her mother and grandmother. By age 7, she could stitch small Hmong patterns, tiny, colorful diamonds and spirals that told stories of mountains and rivers. She began sewing small pieces of page and thiab, flower cloth, and crafting simple accessories, keychains, small bags, and bracelets. During the day, she went to school. If there was free time between classes, she worked, washing dishes for a neighbor, sweeping a shop floor, or helping an elderly auntie carry water. At night, after everyone slept, V lit a small oil lamp. She sewed and stitched until her fingers ached and her eyes burned. The needle became her pencil. The thread became her hope. Then came rice field season. Chapter 4. The rice fields. Every year, when the rice fields turned golden and the harvest season arrived, V went to work. She woke before dawn, walked miles to the fields, and spent all day bending over, cutting rice stalks with a small knife, tying them into bundles, and carrying them on her back. The sun burned her skin. The mud swallowed her small feet. Her back screamed in pain, but she didn't stop. For every day of hard labor in the rice field, she earned a small amount of money, just enough to buy a few notebooks, a pencil, or a bowl of noodles to share with her younger siblings. She never complained. She just worked, and at night, when her body felt like breaking, she returned to her needle and thread, sewing, crafting, saving every coin. Chapter 5. The Mother's Plea. By the time V was 14, she was strong, quiet, and determined. But her mother began to worry, not about V's future, but about her refusal to marry. There is a good family, her mother said one evening, stirring a pot of stew. Their son is kind. He has land. You won't have to work in the fields anymore. You won't have to sew all night. Just marry him. V looked at her mother, a woman who had also once been a daughter, also sent away, also forgotten by her own parents. I don't want land, Mom, V said softly. I want to finish school. Her mother slammed the ladle down. School? For what? So you can leave us faster? Your brothers will stay. Your brothers will carry our name. You will carry nothing. V didn't argue. She simply nodded, washed the dishes, and went to her room. That night she sewed until 2 a.m., finishing 3 small embroidered keychains. The next morning, she sold them at the market and bought a used textbook. Chapter 6. Falling and Rising. High school came with higher costs: tuition, uniforms, exam fees, transportation. V worked harder than ever. She sewed and crafted every free moment, During rice season, she worked in the fields from sunrise to sunset. After harvest, she helped plant vegetables. On weekends, she walked to nearby villages to sell her handmade goods. Sometimes she collapsed from exhaustion. Once, she fainted during an exam. The teacher found her on the floor, her exam paper stained with sweat, her hand still gripping the pencil. "Give up," a classmate whispered. "Your parents don't even care." "Why do you?" V wiped her face and said nothing. She went back to her seat, picked up her pencil, and finished the test. She scored third in the class. That night, she sewed until 3 a.m. Tears fell on her stitches, but she never stopped. Chapter 7. The Brothers Who Didn't Move. While V bled for every page of every book, her 2 younger brothers sat at home. They played cards. They borrowed money from their parents to buy motorbike parts. They dropped out of school because it was too hard. Their parents never complained. Instead, they sold a cow for one brother's wedding. They took a loan for the other brother's failed business. Every coin was poured into sons who would stay. V watched all of this and felt a strange ache. Not jealousy, but something heavier. They are loved for existing. I am loved only if I leave, but I will not leave myself behind. Chapter 8. The Bachelor's Dawn. The day V graduated with her bachelor's degree, she wore a simple blue dress she had sewn herself. No family came. Her mother said she was busy. Her father said the truck had broken down. Her brothers didn't even answer her call. V sat alone in the graduation hall, surrounded by families hugging and crying. She held her diploma and smiled anyway. Her tears fell quietly, but not from sadness, from exhaustion, from relief, from the deepest kind of victory. "I did this," she whispered. No one else. Just me. In her hands, she held not just a degree, but every rice stalk she had cut, every stitch she had sewn, every night she had cried alone. Chapter 9. The return months later, V got a job as a coordinator for a nonprofit that helped rural Hmong girls go to school. She earned a real salary. For the first time in her life, she had enough. She went back to her village. Her parents' house was smaller than she remembered. Her mother's hands were rougher. Her father's back was bent. And her brothers? Still there, still jobless, still begging their parents for money. When V walked in, her mother froze. "You came back?" "I never left," V said. "You just stopped looking for me." She put an envelope on the table, half her monthly salary. "For you. For the house, not because you owe me, because I choose to give it." Her mother's lips trembled. Her father stared at the envelope like it was made of fire. For the first time, he saw not a daughter who had left, but a woman who had risen. Chapter 10. The Brother's Shadow. Her brothers approached her later, embarrassed but hopeful. "Can you help us find jobs?" one asked. "You know people now." V looked at them, young, healthy, unbroken by struggle. "I worked since I was 7, she said quietly. "I sewed when my fingers bled. I cut rice when my back screamed. I studied when my body wanted to die. You had parents who fed you, paid for you, believed in you. What did you do with all that love?" They had no answer. V helped them anyway, but not with money. She found them training programs. She gave them numbers to call. She told them, "The door's open, but you must walk through it yourself." No one carried me. I won't carry you either. Chapter 11. The Power of Never Give Up Today. V is not rich. She is not famous. But she is free. She visits her parents every month. She buys them medicine. She fixed their roof. Her mother finally admitted one evening, stirring the same old pot. "I was wrong about you. You didn't leave us. You just grew beyond us." V smiled. "I didn't grow beyond you, Mom. I grew beyond what you believed I could be." Her brothers are still struggling, but slowly learning. One now drives a delivery truck. The other is learning to weld. V pays for none of it, but she cheers for every small win. And every year she returns to her old village school to speak to the young Hmong girls sitting in the back row, invisible and forgotten. She shows them her calloused hands. She tells them her story, and she ends with these words. "No one will save you. No one will pay for your dream. No one will believe in you until you believe in yourself first. So while they sleep, Cut rice while they rest. Study while they doubt. Cry if you must, but never ever stop walking. Because the power of never give up is the only power no one can take from you. The end. For every Hmong girl who has been told she is temporary, may she know she is eternal.